Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? It's Jordi from Spain Speaks with another Spain lockdown video interview. Today we're going to be speaking to Brian, who lives in La Duquesa down there in Malaga on the Costa del Sol. He's been in Spain for about 5 years. He's a plumber as well as an air conditioning specialist, and today he shares his lockdown story with us. So let's go and have a look at that. Hello.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Everything well?
Yeah, I'm just getting sort of centered in a bit. That better? That's better.
That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. So tell us something about yourself, Brian. You're living down there on the Costa del Sol. I think you said you live near Gibraltar.
I'm almost equidistant between Marbella and Gibraltar. A little place called La Duquesa. It's I can never say the word. Municipality. Yeah, sorry. I'm running these teeth in for an idiot. Of Manilva. There's three little towns. Well, there's the Manilva itself, Sabanias, and La Duquesa, and they're all sort of run into each other, so to speak. We're about 10 kilometres, 12 kilometres from Estepona.
Okay,
That's our nearest big town.
All right.
So we're right on the coast. It's called the Hidden Pearl, believe it or not.
Okay.
Very few people know about the area itself, tourism-wise, because it's right at the end of the Costa del Sol, but it's quite reliant on tourism. And
it's got a big British population, or
I mean the area. If you hear footsteps, I'm sorry, I've got dogs and they're
that's okay.
running about. We've got quite a few Brits. But I think the last time I was speaking to somebody who knew about this thing, there's 74 different nationalities live.
74?
74.
Wow. Okay.
So it's quite a cosmopolitan little place. Although it's small, I would say everybody from every European country. There's Moroccan, obviously, because we're so close to Morocco.
Yeah. Stone's throw.
Yeah, literally, you can see, well, you go to the beach on a clear day, you can see it. Quite a few people come up from Africa, Senegal, and places like that. And there's Americans, Australians.
Oh, really?
And oh God, yeah, there's quite a few. There's not many Australians, but there's a few of them here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite a little melting pot. But the past 40 odd days, not seen a living soul.
That's it. You come from Scotland originally.
Originally, yeah, long time ago.
What was it that brought you to Spain to ply your trade?
Oh God, yeah, long story. Where are we? 19 years ago, a friend of mine moved here, and long story. I'll trim it right down. Used to come and visit her on holiday, and then I decided I wanted to make the move for personal reasons, divorce, and moved out here. I'm coming up to 5 years now.
Okay.
So that's... Pardona? Sorry. Yeah, and health reasons. And my significant other just reminded me, health as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've lived here now just shy of 5 years, but a few weeks shy of 5 years.
Okay.
And yeah, very few regrets about moving here. I presume the same as yourself.
Well, my situation's a bit different. I didn't come here specifically for the weather, probably like a lot of people from the UK, to get a bit of sun on the body and enjoy the laid-back lifestyle. I came here. Well, my girlfriend she's from Madrid, so that's the reason why we're here at the moment. But but you're self-employed business owner down there on the coast.
Yeah,
running a plumbing business. I think you said the other day.
Plumbing and air conditioning, I do.
Okay, good. And obviously, at the moment, you're still able to work, though. I think, though, right?
Under the terms of the alarm, I'm allowed to do emergency work.
Okay. So, and how's that been?
Dead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So there hasn't been much on.
I would say my workload's gone down by 90 to 95%.
Okay. Yeah. That's not good.
No, it really is. I mean, I've spoken I've been on the phone because obviously being in the building trade, we know all the other, the electricians and all the other couple of other plumbers in the area, painter and decorators, tilers and that, and we're on the phone to each other because you've got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
One of the guys I speak to a lot is an electrician. He's a good mate of mine, and we're saying the same thing. We're writing this year off.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the state of alarm is lifted in, they say, another month or so, the tourist industry is just not going to come back this year.
Yeah.
And that's what puts quite a lot of money. Sorry, that's the other half just shutting the door. She's gone out with the dogs. That's what puts up the majority of the money into the area.
Yeah.
We do have quite a large population here that work in Gibraltar because of the gambling. I don't know if you're aware, but Gibraltar's quite big in gambling.
I knew that I knew Gibraltar's quite big in a lot of things, but I didn't know gambling was one of them.
Gambling is probably the largest employer in Gibraltar, or was. I'm not sure exactly.
Casinos or online?
Online, and they have a casino there, but it's mainly online, and a lot of the British bookmakers have their head offices and that based in Gibraltar. I believe it's for tax reasons. I'm not an expert on this. I don't pretend to be.
Yeah.
These are the guys I usually go for a pint with when they finish work.
Yeah.
And a lot of them work chefs and that. But it's a smallish community. We all know each other. And the border in Gibraltar at the moment is closed to all non-essential workers.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're allowed into Gibraltar if you have a works contract, and you're allowed out if you have residency into Spain. So anybody that just wants to go for a jolly is not being allowed to go, which is putting a lot of people, I wouldn't say put them off, but quite a few of the Brits here go in there to do shopping now and again.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a large supermarket and obviously stuff from the UK. Yeah. So that's been stopped.
Yeah.
So but again, that's a minor inconvenience compared to what a lot of people have had to put up with.
Yeah. Were you a bit more optimistic today because of the de-escalation measures that have been put in place? Or
let's see what happens. I like the idea of what they've said about they're going to start relaxing things, but they've also said they're going to relax things if the figures look good. And I've literally just looked at the figures there just before you called.
Yep.
And they're up to 4,000 again today, which is 4,770 odd, which is not really what I wanted to see. Because we've had like 2,000. I think Sunday was 1,000 something. These are new cases.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I did see it went down there a couple of days, but I didn't see it today, to be honest.
Well, it's literally just before you called. I thought I'd have a look to see what the figures are, and they've gone up. But I mean, is it just a blip? The problem is until you got a few days, another weekend, we don't know if this is just a blip. But as I think we were saying, you were saying on one of your broadcasts, Andalusia has been lucky. The figures here have been pretty good. In fact, we've just had literally one of the local chat groups. We've got the figures for locally, and the whole area of Manilva, we've had 4 cases.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, are people, I'm asking this to a few people, Brian, are people sort of wondering why the lockdown's been so strict with so few cases? Are people questioning that or no?
No. Few people are bored. A few people I've spoke to and online, because obviously social media, especially, I don't know what it's like in the rest of Spain, but around here everybody's on social media.
Yeah.
So we're all chatting about one another. But there's a few people have questioned, but I would say the vast majority have said, no, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
This particular virus does not take prisoners. And somebody, in the 30s or 40s may contract it and be absolutely A-OK, and they're wandering past some poor soul that's not in the best of health, and that's it. So no, it's not just about ourselves, it is about other people. So we're all being a little bit careful. We're all keeping, when I have been out, I went shopping last week to the local supermarket, and the only person I've seen that I recognised was my next door neighbour.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, just all the way to the supermarket to go and see your neighbour. But that's all we've done. We've just literally everybody's kept themselves to themselves. The Policía Local here in the Guardia Civil, they've been patrolling quite a bit. We've had, we don't go out, so we don't know. Other than we're lucky because we've got dogs, so we get to take them out. So it's not been an issue. There's been a few things. I mean, one of the things that I got told about, again, a friend of mine was contacted, is, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but the dog shelters in Spain are suffering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's several dog shelters around here. They're all over Spain, but the local one here is called Adana, and they have a local shop, charity shop, and they have I call them shakers. I can't remember what the Spanish name is for them. The little collection tins.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And they're in all the bars and restaurants, and that's their funding, and it's completely and utterly dried up.
That's it. So they've got nothing online that they can.
They've put an appeal out, and I'm using this. This is my little dig here.
Okay.
I'm going to send you some information. If you'd like to just put that in at the bottom, that would be great.
All right. So it's like it's an animal shelter, yeah.
It's an animal shelter, predominantly dogs.
Okay.
There's a huge, as you're aware, there's a huge problem with stray dogs in Spain.
Yep.
That's the reason I've got 3. They're all rescues.
Yeah, I had a rescued dog a while back. She died a couple of years ago, but we had it for 15 years. It was a good experience.
Yeah. Well, we've got 3, and there's 3 big ones. One I brought over from the UK, and the other 2 have been rescued here in Spain. So, and they've been a godsend during this because they have allowed us to get out. A dog has to go for a walk.
That's it.
So
just on that, Brian, I had a person today say that he got stopped by the civil guard because both he and his wife were out walking the dogs at the same time. I mean, it is clear that only one person can go out at any given time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple of weeks and weeks ago when it first started, we were out together with the 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
The local police, and literally there's a little patch of green 50 metres away from us, and we were walking around there. Local cop stopped us and said, "You're not supposed to work together." My other half is Spanish citizen, so speaks fluent Spanish, and she says, "We live together." And he just looked at us and went, and this was first thing in the morning, he says, "Literally, we have rolled out of bed and we're walking the dogs." Yeah. And he says, it's a silly thing. He says, "But I've got enforcement." We went, "Fine, no problem." So now she's off to do that, and I'll take the other one later on.
Yeah.
It's as soon as this is brought, they've changed the rules and we can take them back out because the dogs like walking together.
Yeah. I think that's going to change in the future. I think the family pod, so to speak, is going to be able to go out together from, I don't know, one of these parts of the de-escalation phase. I'm not sure whether it's 0, 1, 2, or 3, but there's going to be some change to that. So you'll be able to go back to that normal routine, hopefully, providing the cases don't spike again.
Well, as I says, here's my little bitch about Spain. Okay, when it first happened, yes, clamp down, but now they've got to start looking at it because I think you said in couple of on one of your broadcasts a while back, they're very Madrid central. Yeah. And all the information's coming out of Madrid, which, I mean, Madrid's getting hit really hard, and I understand that. But some poor so-and-so living in Extremadura with him and his goats and possibly his wife is under the same restrictions, and he might not see anybody for weeks on end anyway.
Yeah, well, that's all part of the way Spain works, in the sense that sometimes that you do get the feeling that you're living in one of these autonomous communities, and then Madrid can stamp its authority down on everything there. But I suppose that's I don't know whether that's similar in the UK, because obviously London controls the majority of England, and probably Scotland. You have your own parliament, of course, which is something that you mentioned the other day, that Scotland's actually doing quite well. You think, from a political point of view?
Well, from the outbreak, I'm getting information because I'm still, you might notice the shot. The Parliament in Scotland has been reporting from day one all fatalities, including health workers and retired people in retirement homes. They've from day one. They're also their approach is a lot. how can I put it? A lot more civilized. From a personal experience, my cousin, I was speaking to him at the weekend. He's unfortunately suffering from cancer at the moment, and he's going through some treatment which is quite radical. And he's been told to shield, which is what they're calling it in the UK, and it's a 12-week lockdown. Now, he's received a letter, and not just him, but other people, there's quite a few people in Scotland, have received letters telling them that they're to stay in the house for 12 weeks. And it's not from when they called the lockdown, but from when they received the letter. Which makes it obviously quite difficult to get out and shop and this and that. Now, the Scottish Government have sorted out food parcels to be delivered. And a cousin on the other side of the family works for the local council. He was telling me that she's organising it all, and I've got information on what he's getting and everything. And his wife has got multiple sclerosis, and she's told to shield, so they're getting double. And a few friends I know in Scotland are in touch with, they've been told to do the same. And my parents moved to England years and years ago. My mum's got Parkinson's. She's been told to shield, but my dad still has to go out and do shopping. So that's the differences. It's not, that is a political thing, but it's also...
So that's the difference even in the UK there with that.
Even in the UK, and I believe the Welsh Government are doing something as well. I'm not sure what's going on in Northern Ireland, but the four countries are behaving slightly different.
Okay, all right.
Slightly biased towards Scotland, but when they're doing that, and I think possibly bringing it back to Spain, I think possibly the Spanish government may need to look at people with underlying health issues and do something similar. I mean, I know locally there's quite a few friends of mine. They're working with another charity, which is the Charity of St. George here, and they're doing food runs for people.
Okay.
They're literally taking meals to people who've got no money left.
Okay, so that's coming through charity, not through the government.
That's charity, and as I said, it's a local charity that's in Sabanias. They usually do things with like the kids at Christmas or Three Kings, but they've been doing hot meals.
Okay, good.
So that's one of the things that they're involved with quite a bit. So. Yeah, I think
dogs are back.
One of them's back. I don't know where the other two are. This is the German Shepherd. Come on. No, he's gone back to his bed. As I said, so that's what's happening locally here. As I think I said to you the other day, it's the state of alarm here has been pretty good.
All right, good. And any word on people that are thinking of packing up and going home, or people are showing that they want to stay?
Everybody I've spoke to at the moment, friends of mine, they're all pretty much staying, but that's at the moment. I mean, we've got no choice. You can't go anywhere anyway.
Yeah, just true.
What's going to happen in the next few months when things loosen up, and then it's a financial call.
That's it.
But my perspective, where am I going to go that's going to be any better?
That's the question. That's it.
If I go back to the UK, they're going to be in the same pickle as everybody else.
Yeah.
It would be different. It would be different if I hadn't lost my European citizenship. But I've now lost my European citizenship, so I've got a choice of Spain, UK, or Ireland. Yeah. That's it. So no, I can't see me going back to Britain. Oh, no.
No. All right, good. All right.
Don't make me go back, please. No, I mean, I'm lucky. I am lucky. We're 600 metres from the beach.
Yeah, that's it.
And get back to the friend that I spoke about earlier, the one was here 19 years. I always remember I think it was the first time that ever hit me here. She says, I would rather starve on the beach than go back.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think a few people are. I'm not saying it's going to be everybody. But I think a few of them will go back, and I think with the house price, if the house price does crash, that they're saying that's gonna change a lot of people's minds as well.
That's it. All right, good one there, Brian. On that note, I'll start to wrap it up. I'll let you get on with your evening. thanks for your input there. Don't forget to send me that information. I'll put it in the description below, okay, regarding the shelter.
You will have that within a few minutes, mate. Thanks. I look forward to your next broadcasts.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for supporting, and I'll be in contact should anything come up in the future, okay?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
All righty. See you later.
Thanks, Stuart. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. So there we go. That's Brian's lockdown story. If you've got a lockdown story here in Spain and you want to share it with us, there's a link in the description below where you can get in contact with me. There's also links in the description where you can support the channel and also support the dog shelter that Brian mentioned in the video. Questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.